Welcome to Bandit's Keep Actual Play. I'm Daniel. We're jumping back in with the foxes. They are back in the mega dungeon. Well, back. They're still there from last week. They actually very quickly found the main occupant of the second level of the dungeon, the berserkers. And we had a big fight last week, and now they are deciding what to do. Should they explore the rest of the dungeon, or should they bail out because they got a very valuable piece of jewelry? So we could try, although we're taking all their stuff. I was just thinking to myself, we could try to recruit these berserkers to fight with us and say that we'll give them back some of their treasure if they help us. I don't think they'll go for it. We have one charmed. That's probably good enough. So the charmed berserker is going to come with us. And I'm going to say, though, that because that's their lair, they don't know anything about this dungeon. They basically just come in and they use that part and they leave. They might know. We'll give them a small chance that they know something about what's directly behind each of these doors. So a 1 in 6 chance that somebody knows what's behind that door, or the charmed person does. They do not. 1 in 6 chance they know what's behind that door. No, they have no idea. Okay, and we heard nothing behind those doors. So we're hanging out here and we're questioning them, and we tell them, we say, look, we're going to put you in here and we're going to let you out. We're going to send your friend back to let you out. When we're done in this dungeon, do not come after us. And then we're going to put them in there. And then we're actually going to do this because I don't trust them. I'm going to cast Hold Portal. And I want to see how long it lasts. Might not be worth it. Well, we can cast it and then we can just 2 dice to determine the duration of the spell. All right. So I'm doing it. Hold Portal. All right. 9 turns. Okay, so we have a little bit of time to explore before this, and we'll hold portal this door and we'll spike this door shut, so that it'll be a little bit harder for them to get through it. So I'm just going to start fresh again here. We'll just again start a new torch, and we're going to go to this door. Now we didn't hear anything before, but it's been a little while, so let's listen again. And now I can actually have 3 people listen, and if there's something there, we hear something. Again, I'm always going to have the demi-humans listen unless. Okay, that says a monster. So I think I'm just going to roll a wandering monster. I haven't really been using what's on the Axebane's thing. No, so there's nothing there. We hear nothing. We move through the door. 1, it's 3 to get there. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we're going to stop right before the corner. That'll be the end of that turn. Let's roll for a wandering monster for the end of turn 2. No. So we go, oops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, look at that, another layer. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We can get that far, but I'm going to stop at this door and listen. We should be able to do all that in 1 turn. Okay, so again, 3 dice. Okay, we don't hear anything. I think this is a layer, possibly a layer, though. I mean, it's a dead end. And I feel like since there's only, and this is a magical pool, so, well, potentially, and one of the bad guys is bad guys. Everybody's a bad guy. We have to treat them as bad guys, otherwise we feel bad about robbing from them. One of the bad guys is a conjurer. So I'm going to say there's a very good chance this is the conjurer. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say there's 3 options here: conjurer, ghouls, and gnolls. I'm going to make 1 through 4 on the D8, the conjurer. 5 and 6 are ghouls, and 7, 8 is the gnolls. 8. Okay, so it's actually the gnolls lair. All right, we don't hear anything in this room. And this room is not attached to the rest of this. Well, they're all separate. So it might not be that room. The gnolls are in one of these 3 rooms. Let me just roll. The 17 gnolls. There's no way it's in that room. It's either in this one or this one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, it's like the gnolls are in that room. All right, we listen here. We don't hear anything. So we're going to open the door. That's turn 2. Well, we have to try. 3 dice. Nope, we're unable to open it. Next turn, we're going to try again. I'm just going to keep trying. I mean, you can try many times in a turn. We're making a lot of noise, though. Okay, we open it on the 3rd try. I'm just going to roll a wandering monster now, but I'm going to make it a 1 or a 2 because of the fact that we made so much noise. No. Okay. Is there anything in that room? This is the thing. It's going to be waiting for us if there is. On a 1 or a 2, there's something in the room. 3. Nope, the room's empty. So we smash the door open. We look inside, it's empty. We spent half a turn doing that. We can move to this corner. And that's the end of that turn 1. That's the end of turn 3. Let's roll for a wandering monster. Nothing. Turn 4. We move up. We listen at this door. We know the gnolls are in there. Well, that's their lair. They could also be in there. We don't hear anything, so we're going to push the door open. Come on. Okay, we open the door that time. 1 or 2, there's something in this room. Nope, room's empty. Oh, there's also in an empty room, there's a chance a 1 on a d6 that there's treasure in it. Let me check the first room. Nope. Second room. Nope. So these rooms are empty. They're probably, so we can see in here, if we're going by this thing, that there's like a bed in here and some rubble and stuff. Here we have some broken up furniture. So this probably was like a living area of somebody at one point before the gnolls took it over. Maybe they bed down in there. Let's actually, let's ask our little oracle about that. Do we see any sign? I'm going to use the roll the bones. Do we see any sign in these rooms like something might be using them? Sometimes they're just not there now. Like, for instance, the gnolls. Okay, so we have yes, no, no, and something bad. Okay, so I'm going to say that that triggers something. Maybe a trap? Yeah. As we're searching around, nothing's living in there, and in fact, there's either a trap or a wandering, or not a wandering monster, but some kind of vermin or ooze or gel or something. We'll say some kind of trap probably. And for this, I'm going to use, and I'm going to say it's this room. For this, I'm going to use the deck of signs, and just something bad's going to happen. Now, what it is, I don't know. We're going to figure it out. Shadow lurking, hidden. Oh, that sounds like an ambush. Ooh, betrayer, scheming, suspicious, division. Ooh. So this is interesting. I'm going to count that as the berserker breaks the charm. You know, they break the charm, and they're actually going to try to attack somebody, or are they going to run? Okay, so let's do this. Let's use the oracle. Is the berserker going to? Does the berserker actually know? Because they said they didn't know because I rolled or whatever. But now we got the cards that say something they were betraying. Do they actually know the gnolls are in there, and maybe they're in alliance with them on some way, so that they could actually run to the room and get the gnolls to attack us, so we can't get any kind of surprise? And they'll do it while we're in this room. Like they'll kind of walk up and open this door. Because we're checking this room out. So we're actually in this room at this point. So is that what they're doing? Yes and bad again. Okay, so yes and bad again means we don't notice. So I'm going to say we're in here searching around and we turn around. We don't notice the berserker's gone because they're charmed. We're not paying a lot of attention. Now, we're not idiots, obviously. The party's trained. So I'm going to say they would have left somebody guarding the door. I'm going to say they left either 1 or 2 people guarding the door. 2. And who are they? I'm just going to roll 2d6. 1, 2, and 4. So the dwarf with the torch and this elf are basically near the door as the gnolls come in. So everybody else is back, but these guys are near the door. And yeah, let's see. We're going to give the gnolls, I think gnolls already have a bonus in surprise. Let me just check that. We're going to be in trouble here. Gnolls are pretty tough. Cross between gnomes and trolls. +2 on morale. No, I guess that maybe is later. Later in life that the gnolls get good at sneaking. Or maybe it's bugbears. But anyways, they're no better than anybody else. But I'm going to roll. They are not going to be surprised by it. We do have a guard, but I'm still going to give a chance of us being surprised. On a 1 or a 2, we are surprised, and the gnolls are going to be able to kind of swarm the room. Otherwise, we're going to be able to hold them at the door. We're surprised. All right. So what's going to end up happening is the gnolls are going to burst into the room, kind of attacking everyone and anything, which means that this is not ideal. Because, all right, so how many gnolls get into the room? 5. All right, so 5 gnolls smash through. So gnolls happen to be 2 hit dice. So they're going to smash through. So what this means is that we can't form a line to defend. So I have to actually look at the average armor class of everybody without considering, everybody, not just the people that I want to put in the front line. So plate, no armor, no armor. So right now we're even. Plate. Okay, so we're still going to defend as armored foot. Whew, that's good. But the same is true for our attack. Mace. Oh, this guy's have maces. Spear, because they're second rank fighters, so they generally use spears. Okay, sword. Okay, so everybody's heavy foot. So everybody in this battle right now is heavy foot. That's kind of nice, actually. Makes my life easy. And the gnolls got surprised on us, so they're going to get to attack first. 5 of them are coming through the door, so I'm going to let 5 gnolls attack before anything else happens, and then we'll let the rest of the combat happen. And we're fighting on 2 fronts, which is going to be tricky, so we're going to have to figure that out. All right. So basically, you know, if we divide our forces here, the party, you see this, right? The party is in the room. This is the room. The party's in here, as well as 5 gnolls. Out here is the balance of the gnolls, which is 12, and the berserker, who's going to lay back. Actually, I think at this point, it's very likely that the berserker's going to run down and try to free their friend. Now, of course, they can't because there's a whole portal on there, but they're probably going to try. Let me roll the bones for that. Yes, definitely. All right, so they run off. They're not there. They're running to try to free their friends, who will get free once the whole portal is up, and we're on the 4th turn. So let's see where this goes. Whew. All right, let the fighting begin. They have a surprise round. So 5 of them can attack, plus we already established that 4 could attack in a big door, so we'll say 3. 1 bonus one, so we'll say 3 plus 5, so 8 of them can attack. So we have 8 heavy foot. So heavy foot versus heavy foot, 1 die per figure, 6 hits. They're going to get 8 dice. Now, what could be potentially bad here is because, again, we're scattered around in the room, they could hit whoever, right? I can't say, oh, no, only the fighters that are in the front. Any 6s here are going to be re-rolled to see who they hit. Oof. Wow, there's only 1 hit. Okay, it still could be anybody. So they only get 1 hit, and it's against, again, I'm counting like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we don't want a 3 or a 4. Oh, 4. Okay. They are 1 plus 1 hit die. If I roll a 6, they get this. They make their saving throw, and they don't go down. Dead. And it was a surprise, so they cannot, they're not going to get to fight back this round. Okay, that's unfortunate. Okay, that's very, very bad for us. Next round, everybody's in a melee, so there's no need to even bother with, you know, initiative because everything's simultaneous. So the gnolls will get to go again. I'll just let them go first. Oof. All right, that time they got 2 hits. Who are they against? I'm just going to, if I get 4 again, I'll just re-roll it. Halfling and dwarf. Well, halfling is 3 men, so that doesn't do anything, and dwarf is 2, so that doesn't do anything, so they're actually fine. Now the party gets to retaliate. Again, heavy foot is 1 die per figure, 6 hits, so they're 2 plus 1. The first dwarf. The dwarf's like a team. They're 2 plus 1. So we're going to roll these 4 dice. I can add 1 to 1 black and 1 white. So that's enough to kill 2 gnolls. They're going to kill the gnolls in the room. Because, again, I said the person in the doorway was them. Well, and the person who died. So we'll have the cleric move up into the doorway as well to keep the gnolls out. Actually, the halfling can probably keep the gnolls out themselves because they are a hero. So again, that's the 2 dwarves. The elf magic user. Once we kill all 5 in the room, then I can put the magic user in the back row and they'll be out of combat. They get 1 die plus 1. That's a kill. Oh. All right, they kill a gnoll as well. They're mad that their friend just got taken out. Okay, now we go to the cleric, who hasn't got to attack him, I don't think, yet in this whole combat. They are 2 figures, so they're just going to roll 2 dice. Any 6s are kills. They got nothing. And then our halfling is 3 figures, so they get 3 dice. Again, 6s are kills. 1, and then plus all 3 dice count as hits, so 4. So they take out 4 of these guys. All right. Next round. So I'm going to do this a little differently now. I'm going to have, instead of rolling all of them together, the 3 that are in the room are going to roll. Oh, I did this wrong because gnolls are 2 hit dice. They should have gotten more attacks, but you know what? I didn't do it, so we're doing it now. I guess I can just do it again. They basically had 2 more sets of 8, I think is what they had before, right? So 1, 2. We're going to treat that first batch as 1 attack. Which actually, it doesn't actually change anything. 3. Okay. So the reason I said it didn't change anything is one I re-rolled was a 4. So it would have been 2 attacks on the same person. So in the end, it was the same. I do have 3 more dice, though, that hit this time. So we'll consider this last round. Okay. This was a 6. And then it switched. I think it was anyway, so I'm seeing it. So 2 against our halfling, who is 3, so they're fine. 1 against the dwarf, they're fine. Okay, so now we're actually fair, and we're going to start the next round. So I'm going to do this separately. So the gnolls inside the room, there's 3 of them, so they're rolling 6 dice with no hits. The gnolls in the doorway, 3 can attack, so again, they're getting the exact same thing. They got 1 hit. They can only focus against the halfling or the cleric. Both of them have 3 hit dice, so they're not killing anybody there. So now it's back to the party. Inside the room, the 2 dwarves. Again, each one is 2 figures. They get to add +1. So if they each use their +1, that's 2 more kills inside the room, leaving just... No, actually, that's fine. That's 5. So all 5 are dead in the room, so that elf doesn't get to do anything. But now they're safe. In the doorway, the cleric attacks and kills 2. The halfling attacks and kills none +3. So that's 5 more outside that just go down. So now let's take a quick look at their numbers, because I wasn't doing this before. 5, 10, 13, 14, 15. No, 14 of them are down out of an entire clan of 17. They also get +2 to their morale. Normally I would have them surrender, but I feel like gnolls are more likely to run than to give up. So let's say, well, I'm going to let them roll morale. Again, normally I would have them just fail, but I feel like the gnolls aren't going to, I mean, they're monsters. So, well, you know what? Let the dice decide. Why am I deciding? Do the gnolls try to give up? No. With the sun. Okay. So I'm going to try, the sun I'm not going to treat for anything, except for to say that no. I mean, we'll maybe hold this for a second and see what might happen there. But they don't. They don't try to give up, which means that we've done this before. If a creature's morale completely fails and they don't give up, I just assume that the party just defeats them then. So, which would have happened next turn anyways. There's none in the room. There's only, I mean, I'll just play it out if you want to see it, but what now? They only have, what did I say? There's only 3 out there. So they're rolling 6 dice, right? So if they attack this round, no hits. Next round, the halfling will automatically do 3 and take them out. So yeah, I think I did that right. I may have goofed up there somewhere, but it doesn't matter. In the end, they beat the gnolls. They should have, actually, I should have checked this earlier. They should have actually, at 2/3 defeated, which would have been 1 round back, they should have given up. So either way, they're down. That does eat up the rest of that turn, though. So we are going to roll for a wandering monster, and we do not get one. Okay, that's turn 4. Remember that this whole portal, none of the berserkers can get through that whole portal because it's magic until 9 turns. So we have a little bit more time. The party is going to move into this room and recover the gnoll's treasure, which is 3,000 gold piece gems. or jewelries rather. So they also have jewelry. Huh, maybe they all like jewelry. That's why they're friendly. All right, so I think at this point, knowing that the Berserker ran back to free their friends, because I mean they know they're gone and they know that they let the thing. Would they go back? Well, they have to go back anyways. So I think they're going to go back, and the Berserker's going to be there. They're just going to take that Berserker out. I hate to just murderize them, but I think they have to. So let's see. We're going to go back. We can go faster because we're not exploring. We can effectively jog back or run back. We're just going to ignore this magic pool, although magic pools are so fun. Should we take a sample? Yeah, we have plenty of magic users. I think we're going to take a sample. Oh, also we have a friend we need. Oh, we had a friend. All right, you know what? We have a dead person here. We do not want to be hanging out here. So we will take a moment as we collect the jewelry to take a sample of this pool, and then we will roll to see what it is. But it says D12. They're not going to know right now, but 7. Touch, 1 a day, blinded for 1 hour. No, 7 is drink. Once a week, restore D20 hit points. Wow, it's a healing potion. Feel the healing bath. Huh. How narrative do I want to get with this? I could say that this place is desecrated and the cleric might be able to figure out this was some kind of a healing pool and perhaps it might bring their friend back. I'm going to give that a very low chance. So we're going to say, this is how I would normally do, set my table. If it's something that is very low, I like the idea that that would work, but I think it's a low chance they're going to just know that or be looking for it, right, in this situation. So I'm going to do 4d6 equal to or under their wisdom because they're a cleric. So I'm going to roll this. Okay, that seems unlikely because I've got 16 there, but what is their wisdom? 10. Nope. They do not recognize it for what it is. The magic users are interested. They grab a sample. We pick up our fallen friend. The other magic user is going to carry them so we don't get too laden. But that means they're not going to be able to fight because they're not going to be able to use their bow. So basically, the party does that, and that turn. We're going to say between, since I gave myself a chance to figure something out there, I'm going to say that was turn 5. So we're going to roll again for a wandering monster, which we do not get. And now we're going to jog back. So we can move double speed. I'm going to say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So one turn is going to get us here. Wandering monster. No. We can definitely get to this door where this berserker's waiting, and we're just, there's no way that he can survive against our attack. We take him out. We're like, well, we gave you a chance. We tied you up or we charmed you, which is probably not very nice, but that's what we did. And we're going to let you go, but now you're being stabbed. So we basically have 20 minutes before they're going to be able to get to that hold portal. They might come after us, and we don't want to get cornered by them, especially since we're carrying our fallen comrade. I think at this point, knowing that this, we know roughly what's in this dungeon as far as value, and also we know what we just picked up is a ton of money, I think we're just going to leave. So the party leaves. And the berserkers figure out whatever they're going to do with their life. One thing that I forgot to, well, you do it at night anyways. As the party is heading back to the other, this is like if you remember, actually I don't think I said it this time, this dungeon is actually on the same hex as the Fox's start. So it's like just in the outskirts of town and kind of like old ruinous section that used to be part of the town or a castle that was knocked down or something. So they don't have far to go, but there is a chance that something might set upon them at night as they're heading back home. So I'm going to roll a d6. They're in the clear. In order to encounter something in the clear, you need to roll a 6. If I get a 6, then we'll pull out the outdoor stuff and we'll figure it out. I did not. I'll also point out there was a couple of times here where just so you know, well, not really a couple of times, but here I didn't really take a turn to rest when I could have, but there were some things that it seemed like most people were just hanging out while a couple people were doing something. So I considered that rest turn just because I was curious about that. But in the end, they got, let's see, they defeated, they defeated, well, all the gnolls, so 17 gnolls. They defeated 36 berserkers. I'll count that as completely defeated. And they recovered 13,000 gold pieces worth of treasure. They lost a friend, but we do know that we can get a raised dead because we did that before. I believe it was, I can't remember how much it cost now. We got 2 of them last time, right? And it looks like we spent 9,000, so it's probably like 4,500, I'm guessing. So we're going to come out of this not making a whole lot of money, but we should be out of debt to our patron on this particular dungeon, which means we could, in theory, go back to the 3rd level on our own and collect treasure there, or they'll pull another map for us next time. We'll see. Either way, the foxes are returning home. If you've been enjoying these actual plays, please do take a second to like the video, subscribe to the channel, do all the good YouTube stuff, and also check the description. Down there, you'll find a link to my t-shirts. You'll find a link to my Discord server. Lots of great people over there talking about running games, designing games, RPG stuff in general, and also a link to my Patreon if you'd like to support the channel. I'll talk to you soon.